Hi guys, Mark here with another video. Now today I want to talk about something that is really important. I always say something that's really important, but this one is really crucial in terms of just in terms of being overall happy and giving you that ability to go for what it is whatever it is you want. Um, and also it's to get rid of fear, and also to sort of think about kind of what you're doing and whether whatever you're doing is meaningful. So I've got two words, and I'm going to tell you what these words are very soon. Okay, welcome back. So these two words are very crucial in terms of your growth, but also in terms of your happiness. Um, and if you are wanting to get more happy, and I'm guessing you are, but also if you want to gain your social freedom or your confidence, then these are two words that you need to think about. And also being able to keep a really positive mood. And if you haven't seen my other video, which I'll put just here, click on here, and it's about mastering social confidence. And I talk about, I break it down with a few key things. Um, so again, all right. So these two words are meaning and attachment. Meaning and attachment, and they're hugely crucial words. Now, when we think about whatever we're doing on a day-to-day basis, we give it meaning. So, what does it mean? And basically, these two words have got a synergistic sort of relationship, because if we say, for example, I've got a good friend who's in real estate and he sells houses. Now, if you think about selling houses, there's kind of like a simpleness to it. It's just selling houses. What's so good about it? But for him, the meaning could be he could derive an incredible meaning from it. Like something that I couldn't get from it. It means something to him. And also the attachment for him might be the fact that he gains a lot of freedom and he meets new people, and he's meeting people all the time. So that could be the attachment. So and it's a positive. So for example, I want to talk about, say, what I was talking about before, the social confidence thing. Now, when you go into an interaction, it's two people interacting, right? Two people interacting, and both bring an energy. If you sort of think about it in terms of energy. And in my other video, I really suggest you watch it. I talk about it being like a ball of energy, throwing it back and forth. And you're not really taking, you're not really, you're just sort of giving. You're giving sort of value. I see it as kind of value. But when you're interacting with people, you can get sort of anxious with dealing with people, because you are sort of reflecting and projecting on people, and so those people might be sort of reflecting maybe something on you, maybe something that's uneasy, or let's phrase, for example, someone's in a bad mood. They've had a bad day. They've just had a bad day at work. It happens. People can have bad days if they're not feeling out of sorts, and you're interacting with that person, and then you suddenly sort of think, "Oh, what am I doing? Oh, maybe there's something wrong with me, or there's what can I do? There's just something not quite right." And so the attachment you have to it is like a negative thing on you. So you're thinking, he's had a bad day, or that person's had a bad day, and you're thinking, this is bad. This is reflecting on me. Maybe it's something I'm doing. Whereas in actual fact, it's nothing that you have done. It's the fact that that person's just had a bad day. It's nothing to do with you. So you should have like a healthy detachment. So the reason I actually talk about this in terms of interacting with people is that it's better to actually have a healthy detachment in terms of sort of negative energy, and it's better to have a positive energy attachment. So if you're feeling good, and then suddenly a person comes in who's feeling bad, Well, what can happen is if you are attached to them, is that you suddenly start not feeling, so you start sort of changing. So you don't really want to be drawing sort of emotions from that person. You want to be drawing emotions from yourself, from within, and then just really just giving that out. And what you find is that it's so much more powerful. It's basically what some of the most successful people know is that they draw from within, they trust themselves, which is confidence. Actually, confidence is broken down from like a Latin, um, background, and it's basically sort of says that trust within. So that's what confidence is about, trusting within. And so nothing really on the outside world should reflect, should be able to change you on the inside. But what happens is it does, and it's because of it's because of attachment and meaning that we have to things. So we think that maybe things that we do, maybe we give it a meaning. So, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. So the meaning that we see in others. So if we're not feeling so good ourselves, then we see that in others, and that plays out. So we've got to look at the attachment. So it's actually better to have be drawing from within and then giving out. I'm going to be talking about this a lot more, but this is just an introduction to think about these two things. So if you're interacting with people, or if you are looking for your purpose in life, well, think about these two words, meaning and the attachment. Is there a healthy attachment to it because it makes you feel good? And is the meaning like meaningful? Is it purposeful for you? Is it fills you up? And yeah, just got to think about those two things. Those two things will change everything. It will change. You realize that anxiety is all in the mind. That you don't have to. It's the meaning that you give it. That's that little self-belief that you have, and also the attachment will be, is there a healthy attachment to it, or is there an unhealthy attachment to it? So yeah, think about that one. Think about that one. This is just a little off the, discussion, sort of not really being formal here. This is just giving it to you. These two things to think about. So if you're finding, if you're uncertain, or if you're finding that your mood's going up and down, or if you're just not happy when you're interacting with people, you're going to think about the meaning and the attachment that you put towards it, and that you should be feeling good yourself, feeling good, drawing from within with those positive ecosystem kind of, having that positive ecosystem within you, and then you're just simply giving out, and then what some people can call value or social value. So, yep, another quick video for you. Take what you can from this, and if anything, if you're not quite sure, just leave some comments. I'm sure I can, answer a few more things in terms of this, these two things. But anyway, until next time, onwards and upwards.